So here's a question for you. How does a company pick the absolute best person for a job?
Sounds simple, right?
Yeah, but it's really not. Because our brains, they want to pick people who are just like us. So how do you get around that to build a team that, actually succeeds?
Well, that's the big question. And today we're going to get into a deep dive from the team at VA Gods. They wrote a piece on anti-discrimination policies.
And before you think this is just some boring HR thing.
Exactly. The data they show suggests this is actually a way to make a business stronger.
Okay, so let's break it down. The report from VA Gods talks about a few simple ways to stop unfairness. One thing that jumped out at me was this idea of blind recruitment. Hiding names, hiding photos on an application. But does that really work? Does it get you better people, or does it just make everything slowy?
Well, the thinking is that it actually makes things faster in the long run.
How so?
Because it makes you focus on what really matters. It's like a filter. If you can't see a name or a photo, you can't guess about someone's background.
You just have to look at their stills.
Exactly. Can they do the job? Yes or no? It makes hiring about what you can do, not who you know, or, who you think you know.
So you're making the starting line the same for everyone.
Right. And another thing the authors at VA Gods say is to ask every single person the exact same questions in an interview.
Oh, that's interesting. So no, just chatting based on how you feel.
No, because that way you can really compare the answers side by side instead of just picking the person you like talking to the most.
Okay, I get the how. But let's talk about the why. Why should a busy CEO care about all this? Is it just about being fair? Or is there, a money reason?
That's the key question, isn't it? And the VA Gods analysis says this is not just about doing the right thing, it's about keeping your workers.
Retention.
Yeah. When the rules are clear and fair, people feel safe. They feel like they belong, and so they stay longer.
And for a business with virtual assistants, people leave all the time. So keeping someone for 2 years instead of, say, 6 months.
It saves you a fortune. A total fortune in finding and training a new person.
That makes a lot of sense. Losing good people is so expensive.
Plus, there's another benefit. Teams with different kinds of people on them are just better. They solve problems faster.
Because they're not all thinking the same way.
Exactly. The report draws a straight line from these fair rules to a healthier business.
Okay, but here's where I see a problem. VA Gods is a UK company, right?
That's right.
But we're talking about hiring people all over the world. You can't just take rules from the UK and drop them in, say, the Philippines, can you?
You absolutely cannot. And that's a huge focus of the report, this idea of localization.
Localization. So what does that mean?
It means you have to respect the way people do things in their own country. The main idea, be fair, that's for everyone. But how you are fair has to fit the local culture.
Can you give me an example?
Sure. Something that seems like a normal professional question in London might feel rude or too personal in Manila. You have to be aware of that.
So you adapt the rules, you don't just throw them out.
Precisely. It's a balancing act. If you try to make everyone act the same, you'll just push away the great people you want to hire.
So if you're doing all this, how do you know it's actually working?
You have to check the score. You have to look at the numbers.
The numbers.
VA God says to track it. Who are you hiring? Look at the variety. Who's getting promoted? And, maybe most importantly, who is leaving? If your numbers show you're only hiring one type of person, then something's still broken.
And looking ahead, the report mentions computers, AI in hiring.
It does. It's coming.
And that makes me a little nervous if we teach a computer to hire people using our old ways.
Then the computer just learns our old bad habits.
So we're just making unfairness happen faster, at a bigger scale.
That's the danger. A computer's like a mirror. It just shows you what's already there.
Yeah.
Something we have to be really, really careful about as we move forward.
Wow, definitely something to think about. If you want to read more about this, you can find the full article over on the VA Gods website. Thanks for tuning in.